Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. It's been a while, it's been a long time. There's been a lot of updates that I have to get you guys on my podcast, on my gaming channel, on my photography channel as well. There is a lot that I have to update you all on all these platforms. So bear with me. I'm here. I am not going anywhere. You guys know when I bring in all this content, there is a lot more to give. So, hey, we are going to talk about houses as far as with astrology, because it stems a little deeper when it comes to the moon, your rising and ascendant, well, that's the same thing. You guys know what I mean. But yes, there's a lot of history that we can be able to really look into with all types of topics, and it's just time. So let's get into this. Let's get into this new episode. Please like and subscribe. Wait a minute. I thoroughly appreciate when you guys like, subscribe, view, listen, and watch everything. And yes, there will be more that will be on Patreon and Spotify. I did not forget, exclusively. There will be more. So yes, let's get into this video and episode. So as far as what we can read right here, there's 12 houses whose positions depend on time and location rather than on dates. The houses of the horoscope represent different fields of experience wherein the energies of the signs and planets operate, described in the terms of physical surroundings as well as personal life experiences. So like I said, it stemmed a little deeper. So I'm a Gemini, one of the early ones, most people, when they think of Geminis, they think straight to June. They just don't even think about the first week of May, of when it comes to Gemini, like the May 21st to, the 29th or 28th, they don't think of us. They'll think of the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, and go right into June 1st, and they'll think of them. But when it comes to us, we're like that rare week that people do not always talk about. Andre 3000, who else? Left Eye. I mean, well, yeah, no, let me stop. There's Lauryn Hill, and there's that match my birthday, okay? There's Stevie Nicks, and then there's, I'm not even going to get into all the Geminis that Tupac is June, but then you got Biggie, that's May. It's just, okay, listen. Listen. Even though you have your sun sign, you also have your moon, you have your ascendant, and you have these houses that also captivate, different standpoints as well. And that's what we're looking into right now. So in astrology, houses are a fundamental component of the birth chart that represent different areas of life. There are 12 houses, each associated with a specific zodiac sign and planetary ruler. The 12 houses in Western astrology represent distinct areas of life experience, shaping how planetary energies manifest in an individual's natal chart. Each house reflects a unique aspect of existence, from personal identity to relationships, career, and spirituality. So it stems a little deeper. It stems in the sense of how you really are here and how you navigate and move and all that. The interpretation of the houses can vary based on different astrological traditions, psychological frameworks, and philosophical approaches. So, there's different, like I said, different standpoints. The houses are divisions of the ecliptic plane, a great circle containing the sun's orbit as seen from the earth at the time and place of the horoscope in question. They are numbered counterclockwise from the cusp of the first house. Commonly, houses are 1 through 6 below the horizon, and houses 7 through 12 are above the horizon. But some systems may not respect entirely that division, in particular when the ascendant does not coincide with the first house's cusp. So yeah, each house system is dependent on the rotational movement of Earth. But there is a wide range of approaches to calculating house divisions and different opinions among astrologers over which house system is most accurate. To calculate the houses, it is necessary to know the exact time, date, and location. The several methods of calculating house division stem from disagreement over what they mean mathematically regarding space and time. All house systems in Western astrology use 12 houses projected on the ecliptic. The differences arise from which fundamental plane, which is, listen, the angles that they're gonna talk. Let me just make it brief and cute for y'all. There's degrees of distance that are also represented along with the units of time, which I'm pretty much saying in different ways, but yes, you guys are getting the point. So let's say this: if space is the basis for house division, then chosen plane is divided into equal arcs of 30 degrees each. I'm not getting too much into math because math is a strong suit, English is a strong suit. Most of the things that I liked in school, I wasn't opposed to. Like, I did have some favorites, like math. I'll get into it, but I really loved English. I really loved science. I really loved history. Of course, is what we're doing. It's not so much I didn't care for math like that. I still love math. And then if time is the basis for house division, a difference must be made for whether the houses are based on equal hours. Each house represents 2 hours of the sun's apparent movement each day, or temporal hours, daytime and nighttime, divided into 6 equal parts. Let's just get into the qualities of all this and why they are what they are. Because, the moon and the axis of the earth and the way that they're going around with the sun and all of the other planets and why it's connecting with the signs. Yes, I'm going to clear it all up for you. So from what I'm seeing at this house right here, the table here, let's look into it. So the first house of Aries, that's translation life, house of self. The second house with Taurus, which is gain, house of possessions. The third house of Gemini, order, house of exchange. The fourth house, Cancer, parent, house of nurturing. The fifth house, Leo, children, house of expression. The sixth house, I don't have a lisp, okay? The sixth house, health, for Virgo, which is house of responsibility. Seventh house, which is Libra, spouse, house of connections. And as I'm reading through this, you can see that there's similarities between houses as opposed to the times, and y'all get it. Eighth house, Scorpio, death, house of catharsis. Is that what it is? Catharsis? What does that mean? What is catharsis? Yes, catharsis, the process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions. Catharsis. House of catharsis. Ninth, Sagittarius, passage, house of exploration. 10th, Capricorn, kingdom, house of achievements. 11th, Aquarius, house of community. 12th, Pisces, rehabilitation, house of reflection. The table to the right represents the basic outline of the houses as they are still understood today, and includes the traditional Latin names. I didn't really read the Latin names because I can't really pronounce them. However, many modern astrologers assume that the houses relate to their corresponding signs. That the first house has a natural affinity with the first sign, Aries, and so on. So, yeah, most astrologers are saying that House of Self, Aries. Does that sound like you? House of Possessions, Taurus. Does that sound like you? House of Exchange, Gemini. That sounds like me. There isn't anything that I don't give that I may get back. And it don't have to be in the same exact way either. I can't say that. I can't say that's not true. This we got to, and it digs deeper. Aries, the first house, governs self-identity, physical appearance, and the persona, the outward expression of one's inner world. All right. The second house, Taurus, relates to personal resource, material possessions, and self-worth. Okay. Third house, House of Sharing, Gemini. The third house governs communication, learning, and relationships with immediate surroundings. Sounds like me. Okay, House of Sharing. Keywords. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Let's go back to the keywords for each. All right, so the aura of all this. Aries. Physical appearance, identity and characteristics, resourceful, outlook and impressions, ego, personality, goals, determination, beginnings, and initiatives. So that's Aries. I'm practically giving y'all literally all the videos that I recently did all in one, because these are all recently within a year or so of me talking about astrology. So it ain't like I don't have it all. You guys can check them all out. How about that? It's like, no, let's continue. Yes, so second sign, second house, House of Value as far as for Taurus. So yes, keywords, material and immaterial things of certain value, money, possessions, and acquisitions, cultivation, perseverance, substance, self-worth. So, third house, House of Sharing, Gemini. Let's see, keywords, communication, distribution, generosity, intelligence / development, siblings, cousins, locomotion and transportation, ephemera. I'm just bounded to everything. Usually used in plural. What think show tickets, ticket subs, playing cards, postcards, and more. Is most always paper based and is most written and printed items and expect to have short term. Is not normally considered something. Okay. All right. Let's look at the fourth house here. Cancer. The fourth house represents home, family, and the emotional roots that provide stability. Fifth house, Leo. The fifth house governs creativity, romance, and self-expression. The sixth house relates to health, daily routines, and service to others. The seventh house, Libra, because the sixth house was Virgo. The seventh house, Libra, governs relationships, including marriage, business partnerships, and legal contracts. That is as far as with Libra. As far as Scorpio, the eighth house is associated with transformation, shared resources, and intimacy. Sagittarius, the ninth house represents higher education, philosophy, and long distance travel. And I did not read these keywords for 5 through 9, so let me get through that right now. Actually, no, 4 through 9, sorry. So as far as for Cancer, your keywords are ancestry, heritage, roots, foundation, and environment. Mother or caretaker, nurturer, housing, shelter, and the household. Neighborhood matters, comfort and security, safety, tidiness, pets. Okay. Leo, keywords: recreational and leisure activities, things which make for enjoyment and entertainment, games, gambling, risk, romance and limerence, children, fertility, self-expression. Okay. Virgo, keywords: routine, tasks, and duties, skills or training acquired, employment, job, service, and being served, strength, vitality, wellness, and healthcare. Okay. Libra keywords: partnerships, marriage, and business matters, diplomacy, agreements, contracts, and all things official. Equilibrium. Let's go to the 8th house, which keywords for Scorpio is cycles of death and rebirth, sexual relationships and commitments of all kinds, joint funds, finances, other person's resource, karma and debt, judgment, regeneration and self-transformation. A lot going on with all of these houses so far, right, guys? Keywords for Sagittarius: travel and foreign affairs, culture, expansion, law and ethics, education, learning, knowledge, philosophical interests, belief systems, experience through exploration, things long term. All right, so Capricorn, 10th house. The 10th house governs career, public reputation, and social status. Keywords: ambitions, motivations, career, achievements, social and government, father of authority, notoriety, advantage. Aquarius, the 11th house governs friendships, social networks, and community involvement. Keywords: benefits from effort, friends and acquaintances of like-minded attitudes, belonging, groups, communities, and associations, charity, connectedness, networking, love, wish fulfillment, wealth. And then the 12th house, which is Pisces, represents the subconsciousness, spirituality, and hidden aspects of life. Keywords: privacy, refuge, seclusion, and retreating, creativity, clandestiny, revelation, intuition, extremes, abundance, but also addictions, luck, miracles, relinquishing, healing, cleansing, rejuvenation, forgiveness, peacefulness, and finality, completion, conclusion. Listen, a lot going on. But it stems to the sake of angular, succedent, and then cadent. So it stems a little deeper, similar to how signs are classified according to, cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Houses are classified also as these things. So angular houses are points of initiation and represent action. They relate to the cardinal signs. So that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Succedent houses are points of purpose and representation, stabilization. They relate to fixed signs. So that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Cadent houses are points of transition and represent change and adaptation. They relate to mutable signs, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So I just answered everyone's question as far as relationships as a whole with what I just read here when it comes to the angular, succedent, and cadent, because like they're talking about when it comes to people who are cardinal, fixed, and mutable, they also relate to the angular, succedent, cadent side of it, where it's based on action, security, and learning. So if you are a mutable sign that is cadent, that would mean that whoever would be best matched with you, if you're a Gem, Virgo, and Sag, and Pisces, those would be the people that would be, either you get along with the most or you don't like at all. But that wouldn't make sense if you have fixed signs like Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, and Aquarius. But those are also people where they represent purpose and stability. So, like I said, it all depends. A fixed sign and a mutable sign, they can work, but because someone's fixed and someone's mutable, there's so much adapting for someone that's already kind of just, this is what it is. So it's almost kind of like, I wouldn't even say it's contradicting, but it's almost conflicting. It's like, all right, well, you already kind of set one way and I'm already kind of trying to adapt in another. You know what I mean? Which is why when you see a Gemini and a Sag, they're constantly, because there's that sense of even when shit's going wrong, it's reeled back, because even with the opposites being attracted, there's always that sense of, wait, this shit to do. And you know that as well as I do. And you right here with me. And you ready. So it's just like, that's what mutable signs do with each other. Whether it's cardinal signs, Aries and Libra, or even Cancer and Capricorn, and that's another thing too. Cancer and Capricorn, cardinal signs, they could be together. People don't always see that, but they can be together. And then, again, if you have a cardinal sign with a fixed sign, where cardinal signs, whether it's Libra, Aries, initiation, represent action, as opposed to, again, someone that's fixed with purpose and representing stability. There's going to be that sense of, okay, there's things I would like to do and get into, as opposed to when you're able to do it from how you're doing it already, if that makes sense. And again, the mutable signs don't really always have to go through this, because this is like change and adapting for Gem, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. So it's kind of like them and it's crazy because that's one of each. The air, the Virgo, the fire, and the water. So that's one of each that is just kind of like, all right, well, we gonna do this, as opposed to everybody else that is kind of just either action and initiation or purpose and stability, as opposed to change and adapting. All detailed within 12 houses of each other. And then, like I said, it stems a little deeper where, you look into the sectors of rising signs, let's see right here. Yeah, there's so much more. Let me actually just go back here and look at one more thing. Yes, and then there's so let's look at this here. This is another thing that's very important. So following the classification of signs by the 4 classical elements, fire, earth, air, and water, like I was just talking about, houses can also be grouped together in triplicities related to a level of experience. So fire triplicity, identity. So 1, 5th, 9th. So identity would be for Aries, Leo, and Sag. Earth, material. So that would be the 2nd, 6th, and 10th. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Air triplicity, social, intellectual. So that would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then there's water triplicity, soul, emotional. So that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So it stems even further to that. But what I suggest, because we are pretty much at the end of our video, we will be definitely end of our episode too, but we will definitely dive much deeper into why these houses are important. Based off of so why they're important based off of your natal chart. Because I made a video about what a natal chart is and how it correlates to you. It's really in the matter of where you are, the time you were born, and your birth date. And I have no problem saying that I am a Gemini, but I have a Capricorn moon. And I have a Capricorn rising. So I'm not like every other Gemini. And I've always explained this to people. I get misunderstood every day, just like everybody else. There ain't anything that I don't do that people will look at and be like, oh, well, you know, someone else is doing it too. But I'm not everybody else. I am my own person, just like everybody else. And as far as, you know, different Geminis, I'll give you an example of even my own parent. She has a Scorpio moon. So a Capricorn moon and a Scorpio moon, our emotions are completely different. But she's also a Gemini. But she's a June Gemini. Okay? So it's just, it really stems on the type of person you are. So never shy away, and this is just from even my own telling of what I need to be doing too. But never shy away about who you are and what you're doing and where you're going, because quite honestly, it's really all right in front of us. It's right there. You can look up your moon and your rising along with your houses and really see like, okay, well, what should I be really navigating? Why do I feel these emotions, or why am I who I am from this time and for what time? Okay? You can really look into this. And so, you know, like I had explained in my previous videos, with me having a Capricorn moon and a Capricorn rising, I am much calmer than the average Gemini. And a bit practical. I do handle things according to how I need to handle them, okay? I'm about my business. And of course, you know, it takes me some time to put things in places of where they need to go. But in all of the times that I'm doing it, it's for the right purpose. So I don't complain about nothing. But I thank you guys so much for everything. And if you guys would like to see more of any type of topic, please let me know in the comments. And like I said before, and as always, I thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more.